start another item in grammar, that is something more about objects, complements, and adjuncts. So we should know all about this. So before knowing others, first you should know what is object. What is an object in English sentence? You should remember. Normally objects are the items that occur at the after the transitive verb. In this way we have to know verbs are of two types. Remember, one is transitive verb, another is intransitive verb. Okay, intransitive verb. So by knowing these two types of verbs, let us give an example. What is a transitive verb in a sentence? Transitive verb. If any verb takes an object or objects, remember, the verb must be transitive verb, TV, or you can say VT, verb transitive. Similarly, any verb without object or objects is called an intransitive verb. Okay, so in this way we have two types of verbs in English: transitive verb and there is intransitive verb. So let us start an example. How to recognize a transitive verb in a sentence? Suppose Ravi ate an apple. Number 2, she wrote him a letter yesterday. Okay, here you see, here the subject is Ravi and verb is ate. What Ravi did is the verb here, and after the verb there is the word, or you can say a phrase like word an apple. This an apple is the object here. Similarly, she is the subject, wrote is the verb. What did she do? She wrote. It is the verb. And there is another word or phrases, him. This is an object. A letter, it is also an object. But this word is an extra information. You should remember here. How to know this an apple and him and a letter are objects? First you see, if you ask a question, what or whom, remember, in this way we can get the answer. If the answer comes, the answer must be the object, So in this way objects can be of two types. Remember, one is direct object, another is indirect object. Okay, indirect object. Then how to recognize that object? By putting a question what. Remember, But how to recognize an indirect object? By putting the question whom. Remember, if I ask a question like whom, that must be a person. So indirect object must refer to a person. Similarly, direct object must refer to anything. Remember, if I ask a question like what, I must get a direct object. Similarly, if I ask a question like whom, I must get an indirect object. So in our above example, you see Robbie ate. Robbie ate what? Put a question to this verb. Robbie ate what? Answer is an apple. So this is a thing. This total an apple. So this is called an object. Here, as it is a thing, so it is called direct object. By putting the question what, we can get this answer. Okay. Similarly, she wrote him. She wrote whom. If I put a question like whom, answer is him. Him is a person. Remember, it is direct. It is indirect object. If any word refers to a person after a verb, that must be the object. But that is indirect object. Remember, that is indirect object because it refers to a person. She wrote what? Answer is a letter. So this is a direct object because it is a thing. Here it is a person. Okay, very clear. Now, which words you see which words comes as a objects? You see the words like me, us, you, him, them, etc. Her, etc. Or any noun you can say Ram, father, etc. Any noun or pronouns in object form, personal pronouns me, us, you, him, them, her, etc. These words come as indirect object. Or any noun just after the verb that comes as a indirect object if they refer to the person. Okay. Now let us know about the interchange. How to make the interchange of objects. You should remember first. Suppose I am writing the teacher gave Rina a prize. A prize. Here you see the teacher gave what? A prize. Is this a direct object? The teacher gave whom? What is the answer? Rina. It is indirect object. Here the teacher gave Rina a prize. This sentence contains two objects. So here the verb is transitive, or you can say verb transitive or transitive verb. Okay. Here after this verb comes two objects. One is indirect object, another is direct object. So here the verb is transitive. Another sentence I am giving. If I write in this way, the teacher gave a prize to Rina. Here you just see, here the interchange of objects have taken place. The direct object has been placed first, then after this direct object comes indirect object. But before the indirect object there must be a preposition to. In some places you must add for preposition. Okay, here the meaning is same. The teacher gave Rina a prize, and the teacher gave a prize to Rina. The meaning of these two sentences is the same, but here the interchange of objects have taken place. Okay, another thing or another example, I bought her. I bought her a skirt. Second sentence, I bought a skirt for her. You see here, here after the verb brought a there is the object, that is her. Another object is a skirt. A skirt is a direct object because it is a thing. Her is the indirect object because it is a person. So here are two objects. Now the interchange is I bought a skirt for her. Before the indirect object I have used for. In this way you can also make different of sentences, and you can also recognize different objects. Another thing, in the according to these objects, verb can be of two types. Transitive verb, you see, transitive. Transitive verbs can be two types: monotransitive, monotransitive. Another is ditransitive. Ditransitive verb. What is a ditransitive? You see, if after the verb there are two objects, the verb must be ditransitive. You remember, I bought her a skirt. Here after the verb bought, there are two objects. One is the indirect object, another direct object, her and a skirt. So the verb here must be ditransitive. If I write Ramesh ate an ice cream. So here you see there is only one object after the verb. One object, there is not any other object. So the verb is called monotransitive. Monotransitive means having a single object. Di means double. Okay. Here are double objects, but here is only one object, is monotransitive verb, and the object must be that object. So after that object, here before the that object there must be verb, and the verb must be monotransitive. So in this way we came to know about the two types of verb, that is ditransitive, monotransitive, and also about the objects like your direct object and indirect object. Another thing about complement. Complement. What is meant by complement? You should remember, any word, before knowing this, you should know the definition. Any word or words that help in the completion of the meaning, in the completion of the meaning of the sentence, is called a complement. You should remember, a complement always helps in the completion or help complete a sentence. Okay, some verbs, in other words, we can say what is required, what is required to complete the predicate. You remember, is a complement. Complement. Normally, the verbs like be verbs. Remember, be verbs means is, am, are, was, were, etc. Be verbs. Seem, get, grow, look or looks, appears, smells, feels, etc. Can, take, complement. Remember, complement for the sentence to be meaningful. A sentence without to complement, the verb can be meaningful. So after these verbs, you remember, after these verbs, there must be complement, not objects. Suppose I will write the sky grew. Here, what does this mean? Is this a complete sentence? Is it fully meaningful? Certainly not. The sky grew. So here the sentence remains incomplete. If I write it, the sky grew dark. Now the sentence becomes meaningful. The sky grew brown, etc. The sentence becomes meaningful. So here, for the completion of the meaning, there must be any type of one word after the verb. So here, the verb is it is called the verb of incomplete prediction. Incomplete prediction, you should remember. Okay, sentences I am giving. The rose smells sweet. You see, sweet. This bed feels soft. Feels soft. Mr. Gupta was an orator. She looks or seems or appears worried. Here you see some words like sweet, soft, an orator, worried. These words or items come after the verb smells, feels, was is the be verb, or here looks, seems, appears, etc. These verbs. So these after these verbs, the word which comes, they are not objects, they are complements. Remember, any adjective phrase or sometimes adverb phrase or is the name of an occupation, the name of a place, or name of a quality, etc. Adverb phrase, they come as a complement. Okay. Finally, another item that comes after the predicate, we should know that is adjunct. Adjunct. You remember, not adjective. Adjunct. What is an adjunct? In English, it gives an extra information. You remember, extra information to the person. Remember, or the person gives some extra information, that is called adjunct. An adjunct, you remember, any adjunct can be omitted. It is not a necessary part of the sentence. If you omitted, the sentence is still meaningful. Remember, suppose I will write another thing. For example, Mr. Gupta. Mr. Gupta bought some fish for his son. Here we see Mr. Gupta is subject, bought verb, bought what? Some fish. It is object. Here this is object, but after object I have written for his son. Suppose I omit this for his son, the sentence is still meaningful. Mr. Gupta bought some fish. Okay, if I write it for his son, this is the extra information. This part or this phrase gives an extra information about some fish or about Mr. Gupta. Okay, in this way we have adjuncts after the predicate part. Okay, so in the next class we will study more about compound sentences. Thank you, students.